All right, welcome back, everyone, here to a CEVO main match, where we've actually got Epsilon Esports versus the Playing Ducks, and the rules set's a little different here in CEVO main, as you are obviously witnessing the knife round here on Season, which is not even a map in the professional pool. It's still map by week or map of the week system for the lower divisions. Pro is the only one with the best of two veto system. With all the maps available. So going to get to see Season, which is nice. It's a little bit fresh, and see what these teams are made of. And of course, I'm Helium, and with me is Launders.
Hello. I for innocent.
Yeah, thank you. Just point that out. Anyone who's still watching with the player alphabet, I was like, I couldn't think of one for I. And then Innocent was in the game, whose name starts with an I, and I felt like a dweeb.
Did you also pick him for your
for
wasn't he on your Vulcan?
No, I had, I don't even know who I had. I had Mihu and Mouse, actually.
Okay.
And I did the best I've ever done in Vulcan in that last, with those 3 games. I'm excited. But
Very
we've
cool.
got this Epsilon. You like their logo.
I love their logo.
It is pretty fresh looking.
Super fresh.
And the Playing Ducks, their logo's pretty good as well. I like the duck. So let's get into it, guys. This is Season, a map that's, well, really kind of like the North American map for a while there, right? Did it ever really take off in Europe?
Well, yeah, it was kind of the North American map. I mean, it was just really played. Even old Season, just because of old Season was used on ESEA and just like nowhere else, pretty much. Sticking to the classics over here in NA, but oh
my gosh,
very nice headshots to kick it off, and a lot of early damage onto Alex, who actually does find the trade eventually. But since that mid split is kind of taken down, his players are alerted that it might be something towards A, so they've got the appropriate adjustment and a flash in the subway. Oh, the burst fire switch. Also, might allude to some presence.
Still some fighting at mid, where actually we had that catwalk smoked off, so they couldn't quite take a two-pronged attack. That was Epsilon. Felix trying to get himself back into upper A. Meanwhile, Rebels is going to bring down, looks like Alex there, and Don, Q, and Arky. We try to get these names under wraps here. First time seeing these players. But the bomb is going to go down here on the pistol round for the Terra, so no matter what happens, it's not too bad of a round, but Don Q going to hit that shot as well. 54 health and Kevlar remaining. Zelbo here will tap the bomb, and making some noise here is that Terrace player switching to the burst fire, and solo 3 HP, and the bullets and the Glock paying off. He gets it. The 2-on-1.
He does do it, the 2-on-1. Peeks perfectly after a few seconds, make sure that whoever was tapped the bomb wasn't sticking it, and then got that information that it was probably going to be someone walking up subway. He was right about that. After a few shots, managed to seal up the kill and the round. So 1-0 for Epsilon on a map that is this season is definitely a little bit more CT sided. Old Season was like 10-5 T sided. The rotates are just as long, but I think mid control is a lot easier for CTs, so that's something to consider.
Oh, Rack's like, how do I dodge this nade? How do I dodge this nade? Goes a little bit behind him, so he did have armor too, so still a 30 damage nade. That's pretty substantial. Epsilon moving out though with their Guliels, these submachine guns. Scout though, 1 AK there that Don Q went for, and they've got themselves into a 5-on-3 position. Our 2 A players, Solek and Felix, still around there. Zelbo actually looks like to be backstabbing it up a little bit.
Great spots to get kills here in the subway with the crossfire, but peeking.
Oh, and well, Felix had a position, but Don Q too quick, turns around, and Zelbo on the lurk. Doesn't amount to all that much. Not able to get one as Mixwell is gonna find him.
Yeah. Now, Playing Ducks on another save here. Didn't really do much in that last round, so it'll be up to Epsilon to decide whether or not they want to upgrade. I think they will be kind of discussing whether or not it was a buy out for the other team, but I think a couple players without armor will make them feel like they didn't spend that much, and I assume we'll take it slowly. Going on mid can be pretty dangerous, but they will do it anyway. Cornering a player out mid, Rebels does get caught off, and Felix is blind as well, so they can cross subway, or cross cat, excuse me, and Solik over your
Oh, he gets two! Can he find a third? Not enough bullets in that gun. And we see his elbow getting blasted. Rax like, my teammate. 1 HP here. And the nade all the way from T-Spawn is going to get him. It looked like he wanted to go vents, but will be denied.
T-Spawn, aka downtown.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a full buy now for playing Ducks. Epsilon, well, it's just enough players so that they can rebuy. Mixwell looks like he's going to hang on to this scout, which if he upgraded, he'd have enough money to upgrade. If he doesn't upgrade, he's going to have more money to buy next round if they lose. I think it's a wise idea. Again, you can tag someone with a scout and do your ADR for that round and still make a huge impact, even if you don't kill somebody. But and also, you know, just pick up a gun if your teammate does die. So hearing that ladder was so like he's going to fall off cat. Doesn't want to play without backup. And,
so the first rifle has started off pretty good. Like, look at Arky down to 2 HP already. So, I mean, he's 1 kill from anything. He could fall off of something and die. And a nade going out, also weakening Alex down to 44. Solek trying to get into that close pit or long pit there. Takes 44 as he was creeping up. Rebels actually finds a kill there onto, I guess I'm going to go with Soaker there. So man advantage for the playing Ducks as they look to get on the board.
Felix just spotting the subway is going to look through a smoke as soon as someone is spotted. And they're doing a double peek setup here. So this is a good position for Soak to be in. He can actually get a kill really easily. But, oh, Felix does give up the spot, so it might be cleared. And, yeah, it is. Oh, but he does hit a dink off, and that's 90 damage right there on someone coming subway.
Those players are so low. Ducks have got themselves in a really good spot here. They even will stop the plant. Now it's just Don Q. He clutched earlier in the pistol round 1-on-2, but this is a different story here. Doesn't get far enough away from that nade. He'll take himself out with it. Tosses it and retreats. 10 seconds, so very important for him to live right now.
Yeah, they must know he's very hurt as well, so they will be looking for him, I assume. I mean, they don't have all the money in the world, so if he were to get a pick and they don't kill him, it'd be a disaster, but Rebels does find that spray into the door that was open for him. Oh, was that after the timer?
No, it wasn't. They really should have waited.
Wow. Once again, a team that doesn't wait. Happens at every level. The time's running down. You see that player and you want to act on it just because, I mean, you're not aware of the time, and they come away with more money on the next round. It's kind of a mistake for sure.
See early smoke going out of middle. It'll land right there in front of Bricks or Brick, whatever. So keeping the CTs at bay a little bit. Solek in a battle. I can't even tell where he is. Oh, that's in the door over there at the end of Catwalk. So Terrorist will keep control of that, and with that middle, that's over towards B actually. Zelbo shuts that down. They kill Arky, and they must realize now. You see the rotation coming over from Rack. Everyone, oh actually no, Felix will stay. And okay, Terrorist still going to be working the Catwalk. Rebels sprays down 2 though. And now you just have Don Q trapped there in Horseshoe. And Soaker out towards middle, still doing some damage. Don Q opening it up. They bring it back into a 2-on-2 right now. Quickly to a 1-on-1. No. Don Q cannot figure out where those bullets are coming from. So Rebels with the big 3K that round.
Yeah, silence commercial right there. 2 and 3 kills for the players that were able to stay alive on Ducks, and that's going to mean Epsilon are going to be on some kind of save here, maybe a half buy. They've got the money to do it if they wanted to, and I think armor out for at least 1 player. No, not quite. Yes, 2 players are going to have armor. 1 will have full, and this is playing Ducks' round to lose. But if they lose it, will not be able to equalize. So very important that they do so.
Yeah, and with no rifles in hand, just some armor, we do have these Epsilon players gearing up for a B push, and Mixwell able to get out in front of that Molotov, but actually didn't really disrupt Epsilon all that much. And now let's see, they're trying to get as close as possible onto Rack, and they'll do it! Arky actually gets the headshot there. It was Mixwell maybe kind of shoulder peeking him, although Zelbo able to spray down 2, and now getting a 3rd as they try to enter into the site. Finally cleaned up. Soaker has picked up that A1S, and now Rebels on the rotation over. Man, Zelbo and Rebels, I linked their names, have been big on the last 2 rounds. And now it's just up to Soaker. He's going to smoke off jail side, but will be brought down from CT.
That was pretty close, though. Playing Ducks able to fall off on Zelbo, who managed to get 3 frags from the site. That was crucial. Stopped the bomb from going down. Put Epsilon's last remaining player in a 1v2, unwinnable for him, and or you know, it was winnable, but it was a round they didn't win, and now they have the opportunity to actually take a lead in this game. Epsilon, again, only have a pistol slayer name. Pistol into anti-ecos are going to have another opportunity for a full buy, are off to a default, versus a similar setup for playing Ducks.
And no ops on either side. All AKs and silences. 6 AKs actually, as Felix will have 1 for the CTs. So Felix playing on the catwalk, it looks like. Oh no, he's actually pushed into Horseshoe, and Solek is actually on the A site. Bob gearing towards middle. Mid control has actually pretty much always been given up by the CTs. Always looking to just hold their sites.
They throw a smoke up there, and then they push one player up, and then he falls off once the smoke dissipates. Yeah. They just make sure no one rushes it at the beginning. But yeah, ultimately do concede it, and now they have cat control, so a split might be imminent, and a player at jail dies, so now they have complete reign over the middle. Does he get a second pick from there as well? No. He's deceived me, but 2 players up on cat means they're going to be forced to split A, yeah.
So that was the lurk kill at B for Zelbo. Now they've got to push into the catwalk. But will they be able to do it? They get the kill, planting the bomb there on the back of the site. And actually, another frag. Solek will go down. Now it's Rack trying to come over into A main. And he'll be shut down. So Zelbo, that B player, staying in B. And going to be holding on to this gun. As Epsilon will once again take that lead back.
Solek was kind of in an awkward spot. But if he had stayed alive, it would have been a little bit easier for the retake. And he was kind of peaking with like 20 HP, which is pretty risky to do. I don't know. They ended up losing 2 players in the site, out getting 1, and their full HP player wasn't able to get a kill himself, so it did make that situation pretty awkward. But they got thinned out once mid control was taken, and I guess you could say that was the problem. Because if Epsilon if Epsilon do want to take middle, then it would make sense to fight for it, especially if they come middle late. So they are getting the early mid control, but it might be worth it to save 1 pushed up there, maybe by the vent, to watch someone crossing. Instead of taking that fight from jail, which is kind of a long-range a duel that can go either way. It's not uncommon to play the map that you're doing, but if teams are favoring mid, then you would want to as well.
Yeah, I got pretty used to seeing the CT, throw the smoke that you see from Solek's perspective, and then just push 3 up middle. And then have 1 in each site, and that's really strong. It makes your rotation shorter as well as a CT. Season is known for those long rotates, but Alex is going to bring down Solek here as he got to push forward. Rebels went with him here. That's just with P250s, though. They're on their eco. Zelbo, the only one with the gun, brought that AK into this round, and he'll be faced with some action over here on the A site, as he will not quite get that shot onto Alex, who comes up and will bring him down.
It's quite unfortunate. He had a really good position there. Bomb would have been late anyway, so he would have had a hard time just like getting 2 kills instantly. Rack the last man alive, and it was playing Ducks who were able to grab 3 rounds in a row following the pistol that they lost. But Epsilon now are starting to take control of this half once again.
So who do you? Well, this is just off topic, by the way, and a bit of a pun. But who do you think would win in a matchup between the Playing Ducks and the Flying V?
I think the Flying V is the future, so...
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're not doing so hot as VVV.
Right now? Really?
At least in the Pro League. I know they lost a couple matchups that I wouldn't have expected them to lose.
Let's see.
But hey, Well, I'm sure we'll see some more of them. Maybe even tonight, actually, as this is the last match that we're going to have for Europe, the Playing Ducks versus Epsilon Esports. Best of one here on season. This is the CEVO main, thus the best of one. But 5-3 right now for Epsilon on that T side, doing well on a map that is still generally CT-sided. But Rack getting aggressive at middle, and this one pays off.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, now they've shut down that mid aggression once again, putting a lot of pressure on Zelbo, the lone man in the B site, and oh, the fake is real as Arky comes out and takes advantage of that. Completely takes the site to himself. They get the bomb down. The rotates are out. The lurk is still alive, and so he can do a lot from here. He knows that there's going to be no one pushing behind them, and they can just focus on jail and CT in this after plant.
They got the bomb down at a 4-on-4. It's going to be a massive retake operation here. But the Molotovs, flashbangs, holding him down. Solak strikes from upper. He will bring down 2, actually. Arky and Mixwell will fall to him. Now Alex from under the porch, able to get 1. But the bomb timer ticking in their favor. On it with no kit. They try to switch it off, but you know there's no time, and I don't even think they're going to be able to... yeah, actually, wow. Rebels will escape with 9 HP.
Neither of them had kits, actually, so there was just no way they could win that. Unfortunately for them, it was actually a really good retake at first, but didn't have enough time to win it, and then in that situation could have saved both players, instead decided to commit. I guess weren't really aware that they didn't have a kit, and couldn't win, but Epsilon do come away with that round. I think if Zelbo was able to get like 1 entry, it probably would have been a lot closer. Like they might have had enough time, but or stop 1 entry, that is. Though it was the Playing Ducks who bid on the fake of Epsilon. Epsilon taking control of the game so far.
Yeah, they really aren't. 6-3 right now, storming into the B site once more. Just the 1 gun that was saved for Rebels to deal with, and I'm not even sure it's fired a shot yet. Felix and T spawn, but this is being watched. Don Q was expecting that, but low on HP, taken out immediately. And Mixwell will find the trade out there, so it's just up to Rebels coming in through bricks and running into a site to hide and save that once more.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, Playing Ducks have a lot to do in this half. I mean, Rebels going to be able to save this gun, but economically they're not doing so hot. And I thought they were going to just come back after that pistol if they won those 3 rounds. And just come back strong, but Epsilon are able to self-fake when they want to, take mid control at the right times, entry on the sites very easily, and spread Playing Ducks thin early into the round. They did open up one of those previous rounds with the opening pick pushing middle, and I think that aggression will pay off more often than not for Playing Ducks. Hopefully they'll decide to do more similar tactics. But they need that map control, otherwise they're going to fall for fakes every time.
Yeah, and if you fall for a fake on season, you're pretty much a cooked duck at that point, because the rotations are forever long. So Rebels will be the player to push out towards middle again, but you know, it's the 2-1-2 setup here, but Zelbo will start it off strong. He's that B player that's been getting a kill there most of the rounds, has killed the lurker there most of the time as well. A has just not held in that situation.
Yeah. Well, let's see how they play it here, as they'll have to deal with what looks like an AXQ. The bomb's in subway, I mean, the farthest that it could possibly be from B. But because Epsilon have sold fakes in the past, they can make noise in subway, and Playing Ducks are not going to just assume that it's going to be a B take. That's going to work out, I think, well for them, actually. But they do find a first entry and a second immediately, and once again, A cannot be held. I mean, we're getting absolutely no opening kills on the CT side.
Rebels will find 1, but is it too little too late, as they're left in a 2-on-3 retake in season? The map, you know, a lot of you might not have seen, is known for the hard site retakes as well. So doing it a man down can be difficult. Molly off there on Catwalk. Also, since the last time I have seen season, Molotovs have gotten so much more popular in this game, but Rack taking down them both as it comes out of upper there. That'll leave just Arky, and the bomb, I think, is planted. Okay, yeah, it is planted for him, and what a jump there from Arky. Gets them both.
What a play. He knew there was an op there. He was assuming that the op was going to post up on him in CT, even though they didn't know he was CT. He's made that assumption and made himself really hard to hit, and then jumped right across into a position where he could kill Guy defusing, that was a great play.
We've seen two really A+ jumps to bait out some shots. One from Arky and this one, and earlier it was I don't know who it was from Ninjas in Pajamas, but jumping out of Palace on Mirage.
Wow.
Felix.
Oh. Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa.
Solek with the big 3K. Felix assisting on 2 of those over there as they come up the stairs to Subway.
That's one way to trade.
Yeah. That's theft right there. There was no trading, no bartering on those stairs.
Will those 3 kills be in vain? As the bomb will easily be taken. CT is smoked out. Rack is coming on out through upper, and I think they got to be more aware that, oh, a player is going to be there. Mixwell does get the better of Rack, who himself was unaware that a push could have been happening. And now Zelbo in a 1v2 getting re-smoked out. It can always be scary. Might try to push through the smoke here and look for a frag, but can't find it. Epsilon, after those 3 kills, 3 for 1, the trades on the A site, still lose the round.
Yep, and Epsilon at this point, I mean, when it came to the first rifle round, it was Ducks that took it, got another 2 afterwards, so they put those 3 in a row, but, I mean, 9-3, and at this point, you've got 6 in a row right now for Epsilon, coming down the home stretch here into the last couple rounds. We're in round 13 right now, and it's another eco for the playing Ducks, so expect Epsilon to get out to 10, and this time, Soaker gets there very quick, even before that smoke comes down, and hits that first op shot. Rack, though, will at least find Mixwell after the fact. And certainly that is suicide. Looking for the 1 dig down those middle stairs.
Through a smoke. That's a tough angle to do that at. With the smoke down. And looking to do some damage here is Rebels with a player supporting Meta Jail, but the smoke is going to go down. They're going to be able to cross. They have the A site. The subway split is perfect. CT is smoked. And the bomb will go down.
Yeah, this time planting for Horseshoe. Probably, I don't know, depending on where your players are post-plant, I kind of like that Horseshoe plant better than the one in the middle.
The one that they did just now?
Yeah, I like that plant a lot. I mean, it made more sense since they're still on Catwalk and back there in Horseshoe.
Yeah. You plant for wherever you came from, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's just the safest. When people plant default, when they're like, it's like you just plant default because it's the first spot you think, but
Because your brain's turned off.
I guess so, yeah.
Unless it's overpass, A site, where default is the best plant.
Yeah,
in the
default is
entire
also
game.
the open plant.
Yeah.
Unless you somehow come from CT.
I've yet to see anyone pull that off. Probably,
CT day?
probably because that would be suicide on overpass.
CT day? Like
Yeah,
first-
like come up
I
connector.
think you already
into-
won if you come through CT
Yeah,
day.
you've already killed everybody because the rotation is like 2 seconds for the CTs. You know they're going to be there. Maybe one day a team will pull it out. So another rifle here in round 14. Epsilon got through that one.
Ooh.
And Felix, though, going to start things off here. He was doubling up on Cat with Solek. We've seen those guys kind of using the buddy system. Got a nice 3K in that 1 round previous, although still didn't get the win. So 4-on-4 right now. Nade going through. Rack able to retreat. We'll have to reload, though. He's going to be spotted behind one of these pillars. Gets that reload in, but can't find the kill. Mixwell brings him down. 4-on-3 now. Oh, my gosh. Rebels. Nades galore coming for him.
Oh man! Once again, the site holds are unsuccessful. Like there's so often that a site is taken and nobody's able to get a single kill. Oh, wow, Mixwell with his last few bullets finds a kill on Felix. It's quite unfortunate. Rebel's gonna be holding upper here, but no one needs to peek from there until the bomb is tapped, and that's gonna be Solek's job. He's gonna be walking into the site with Rebels who jumped lower.
Oh, what a
now, but the
Molotov.
Molly goes down, and that's pretty much the round right there.
Yeah. And, you know, Epsilon will put icing on their cake. They'll peek out and find all those kills, too.
Yeah. But the sites are being taken with like no trades. I think that's the biggest problem with playing Ducks is like they're not able to trade right now, and it might be because they're peeking out too aggressively, or when they come in to get the second kill, they're just getting out aimed. I'm not sure, but it's probably a number of factors contributing to their lack of site holds. Which, I mean, if they even traded, you know, like 2 for 2, some of these retakes would be so successful.
Rebels finds one already with his mid-aggression here, but still Epsilon up on top, 4-on-3. Alex, though, very low at the 4 HP. Felix in a good spot to do a lot of damage. He will find one. 3-on-3 right now. And he's actually done a pretty good job to juke around that. Molotov will give up where he was a little bit. Can he get Dawn crossing? And, well, Alex cleaned up by Rebels. That'll be his second kill on the round. And he is spotted. Oof. And Felix, wow, getting them both. Nice 3K for him, and that's an 11-4 half, though. So still, Epsilon feeling really confident, I would think.
Yeah, and again, this is a map where CT rounds are pretty easy to come by, I think, just because the rotations are long, but if you can maintain the mid control, then you can maintain the ability to rotate more quickly. The long rotate is through CT or pushing through mid to wrap around to the site. And if your ad mid is a terrorist, you can easily take mid and split A or split B. But Epsilon were just making plays throughout and hitting shots, hitting all their entries. You would think that they were also the ones to win the pistol, but it was actually playing ducks in the middle of that to just get 3 rounds in a row somehow. But I think immediately were just adjusted to by Epsilon, who came out the absolute victor in that half.
Definitely. And now they move on to that CT side. They were the team that got that pistol on T side. So maybe try to get that again. And if they do, that'll be a really rough situation for the Ducks, as the Ducks are taking the train to Subway.
Oh, spotting right under his smoke is Soaker. He's going to fall off and get a kill while doing so. Bomb wasn't spotted, but he knows there's at least 2 or 3 people there. He's probably going to ask for a rotate, but they've got 3 players on the site. Thought it was a smoke.
I thought it was a flash that was about to blind his teammate for a day and a half. Alex here playing in the tree. The Ducks will move in V formation. Rack will take him down. Soaker doing what he can, getting another kill here with the hot shot. And suddenly Epsilon lighting up the scoreboard as everyone there coming in from J.
I think a subway smoke would have done them a world of good there. Unfortunately, we're unable to get it out in the midst of the chaos. Trying to find their entry before they pull out a smoke, which is understandable, but at the end of the day, Epsilon do come away with a round, are 4 away from winning, looked very dominant in the first half, and I feel like we'll have an even better time here on CT side with 5 MP7s on the board versus a full buy here for Ducks.
Epsilon will see again that similar smoke coming out from CT spawn to block off the middle stairs here. And yeah, wow, full MP7s.
Very interesting.
Tech 9s be dashed. That's what I've got to say about that.
It's the antithesis of Tech 9s, I think.
Yeah, it really is.
Some of them stat track, some of them not. Let's see if it makes a difference.
You know it does. Stat tracks are life. All right, Felix gonna come out here to the top of Catwalk, so he does have that for his buddies. It's cleared out for the most part. Middle, actually, you only have that one player that was Mixwell still peeking that.
Oh my goodness, the bomb got spotted and he just plunged and lost. And now it's dropped in vent.
Not a great place to drop that bomb. It has been picked up and will be swung back around towards middle as they try to go over to A. Alex and Soaker, Mixwell now coming up the catwalk. Epsilon locking down everything. A couple of them are low, but it's a flawless round. Almost a team ace. Soaker a bit greedy, grabs 2.
Ace with 5 MP7s.
All MP7s, yeah.
Will they decide to upgrade here? Well, no, they wouldn't, because they know that Plain Duck spent money on that round. They killed them with head armor. And right now will just continue on with their MP7s and stack up that economy. Getting a decent kill reward off of it. And after this round, you know, we have 14. I think Playing Ducks needed to win that round to be able to come back in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a long road back, playing up against the threat of match point. You know, Epsilon in a good position to take this one, and Arky pulling out the P250 now. Almost gets the ace. Don Q, though, was there for the backup. So 4 kill for Arky. Don Q with 1.
These are great angs. Spotting from upper and lower to spot the cross in a B. It was definitely the right setup there, and ended up working out beautifully. Now playing Duck, spending all their money, have the AKs, but Epsilon will also decide to upgrade their guns. Mixwell, feeling very confident about his MP7 play, though, is going to hang on to his.
All right, yeah, MP7. We do see that. I mean, we saw the Ninjas hold on to their MP7 as well. Earlier on today on Mirage, Epsilon, though, oh my gosh, there are too many deaths for even our skilled cameraman to keep up with right there. Solek, the last man alive. According to his Steam profile, he is legit, but he will fall here.
You are the one and only. And this is the last round, and that was a really quick rifle round. They tried to go out through the smoke, and early into the round, it was a lot of mid control. Playing Ducks avoided the nades, busted out, and couldn't hit entries past the smoke. Even lost a man to the MP7. I think are getting outclassed right now.
Yeah, I would agree to that. 15-4 right now. Playing Ducks, doing what they can, forcing up. Rebels with the Tech 9 no armor. He is the poorest right now. They'll smoke off the door. Soaker going to hit a shot down here in Subway. Can he get another one? Going real aggressive. Bit of an opening here as Zelba will find him. So that's another gun on the board. Rebels will switch out with the op from his Galil, which I don't know if anyone without a gun is around to pick up the Galil. No, they're not. They're on the other side of the map, so now brought down to just pistols, and they will have to deal with Don Q, the lone B player. He is pushed upper.
Rebels didn't even take a shot there.
Oh, and actually, I did not know about that fence that you can get on there. That's a really off angle that he was standing on.
I think it's a plant, right?
I think it was a fence. It was like a little railing.
It's like a fancy plant.
It's where fences come from. That's the plant that grows them. They're not manufactured. They grow naturally.
I'm going to check. I'm pretty sure it's a plant. Oh, there's a fence.
Yeah, dude. The plant's just like coming through it. That was cool. That was a cool spot. And he dies in the Molotov because you can't move after you win. But that'll be that. 16-4 there. Epsilon over the Playing Ducks. I mean, looking pretty good. But not knowing much about the teams, I don't know how much you can really gather from that. But still, Epsilon, solid stuff. Taking that best of one because that was against CEVO main guys. And earlier, if you were watching, you'll see there below Launders and myself. That's NIP did take Gamers 2-2-0 in the best of two series for the CEVO MLG Pro League, also known as CEVO-P. But that's going to be the day, wrapping up here a little earlier than normal because we didn't have a second best of two for Europe. But, I mean, stick around. Well, not quite stick around, but make sure to come back, rather, for North America because at 8 p.m. we will have Method, so the new sponsored team. I honestly, my brain cannot figure out who they were before. Oh, that was, oh my god, it's so close. They were like Paragon or something for a second, and prior to that they were Synergy? I don't know. Now they're Method.
Paragon?
They were sponsorless for a while. That was their team name, but that's
Are you
Method
talking about
now.
Phoenix Fire?
Yes, Phoenix Fire, thank you.
No problem.
And Synergy, I think, turned into Affinity? Or maybe they're
Synergy or Affinity, yeah.
And they're actually looking really good. They too a CLG the other day.
Right.
In North America. So Tempo Storm moving over from Hearthstone to CSGO. Not the same team. That would be impressive. But against Method, that's at 8 p.m. And then later on, again, a team we just talked about, Affinity versus Nihilum. And I think that will be really showing to see if, you know, CLG is really more desperate than we thought, or if Affinity has turned it on and can actually compete with Nihilum. So come back. Launders and I won't be here, but you'll have some other great some commentators, and actually I lied, I will be here. I'll be doing the stat pop-ups again and other things as well. But that's what we got today. Of course, I'm Helium. Twitter there below me at HeliumBrilla, Launders at CS Boxer. And Launders, anything you want to say to the stream, the lovely people out there?
Thanks for hanging out. Tweet us your hashtags.
Make sure to play the alphabet game with pro players at your next party. It'll be a showstopper. And we're out, guys. Peace.
See ya.